Hi. How well do we really know a word in English when we're studying English vocabulary? I think this is something that we think about as learners quite a lot. We can check the meaning really quickly of a new word in a bilingual dictionary, like an English-Korean dictionary, or English-French, English-German, English-Spanish, English-Japanese. We can check the meaning really quickly, but it's difficult to know how that word really works in a sentence, isn't it? And that can lead to potentially quite a lot of confusion. So I really think to answer that question, how do we really know a word in English? I think to answer that question, we need to look at, or we need to use a monolingual dictionary, like an English-English dictionary. And I often use the Cambridge online dictionary with my students. And I find this is quite useful for this kind of exercise. I think it's really good for three main reasons. Firstly, you can check the pronunciation. So if you click the audio icon on the website, it'll immediately tell you what the word sounds like in British English and in American English, so you know how the word is pronounced. Secondly, you often have more detailed explanations about what they mean. So you might have, instead of one meaning, you might have two or three or 5 or 6 or more. Usually the most common meaning is the first one, but that can be quite useful too. And finally, I think with the example sentences from an English-English dictionary, you can get a better feel for how the words are used in a sentence, and also sort of what words or phrases or what kinds of words might also go together with the words that you're studying. Let's take a look at an example with the word essential. Okay, so I looked up the word essential in the online Cambridge English Dictionary, and it says it's an adjective, and then you can see the UK pronunciation or the US pronunciation icons. You can click on either of the signed icons, and we can see the explanation of the meaning. So we can see that it means necessary or needed. So interesting. I thought it meant important, which it could also do, but it seems here to be closer in meaning to the word necessary or needed. And then you've got straight away, you've got 5 examples of how the word is used in a sentence. In the first one, government support will be essential if the project is to succeed. So you can see the words around essential, like government support essential, will be essential. So maybe words like that might usefully go with the word essential. In the second example, there is essential work to be done before the building can be reoccupied. So maybe essential work could also be 2 words that go together. That are patterns of words which go together. And then in the third example, water is essential for living things, or water is essential to living things. So we can see an example of the preposition for or the preposition to, which commonly go with the adjective essential. So essential for or essential to, and the dictionary can show you how this works in the example that we've just seen. And that's what we call a dependent preposition, an adjective and preposition pattern that go together, and we can discover this by looking at the dictionary. And then the next sentence, it is essential that our prices remain competitive. So you've got sort of an optional pronoun there you can put in. Okay, so just by looking at those quick examples, you can already learn a lot really about the word essential. You know, and then going further down, you've got some more examples that you can scroll down and have a look at. You've got synonyms, which are sort of similar meaning, words with similar meaning, all important, crucial, essential. So you can sort of expand your vocabulary a little bit that way. An opposite, dispensable, something that's not important, something that you can throw away. So there's lots of things you can learn just by looking up one word in the dictionary. Yeah. Now I'd like to show you a game that I often play with my class when we're using dictionaries in the way that I've just described. So the idea is to give the students a word that they are not familiar with, you know, a word that they do not know, and then they have to sort of make guesses about that word. So let me show you how I do that. And for this example, I'm using the word grubby. So I'm going to give you 3 definitions about the word grubby. 2 would be false, 1 would be true. Number 1, adjective, having a delicious flavour. Example, these biscuits are really grubby. 2, adjective, sloppy, dirty. Example, the food in this restaurant is okay, but the place is a bit grubby. 3, adjective, in a bad mood, unfriendly. Example, my wife is usually grubby when she wakes up. And the answer is number 2. So, how did I make my false examples? Well, number 1, these biscuits are really grubby. The real word should be yummy, so grubby and yummy, so it's similar vowel sound. And then grubby and grumpy also have similar vowel sounds, so I've replaced the true word with a false word which has a similar sound, and the dictionary can help you get the pronunciation. So I can't really recommend the Cambridge Online Dictionary enough, really. I think it's a really good way for self-study. It's free, and it's a really good way of checking new vocabulary and seeing how it works. And I think that can be really encouraging. We're trying to know a word, maybe you don't have access to a teacher, or you can't ask anyone at that moment. You can look it up yourself. It's really good. So I would really encourage you to do that in the future, and explore how these words work. Okay, that's great. Well, thank you very much for watching. Bye for now.